You know that feeling like you're stuck in a loop, just replaying the same old scenarios over and over again in your life? Well, today we're going to dive into a really powerful framework that gets to the bottom of why that happens. We're going to uncover these three core internal positions that kind of shape our whole reality. And, most importantly, we're going to figure out how to find our way back to a place of balance, a place of real, genuine choice.
So here's our roadmap. First, we'll look at the invisible trap. Then, we'll meet the two sides of the coin, the child position, or I am lower, and the parent position, I am higher. After that, we'll find our sweet spot with the adult, your center. And finally, we'll explore what it's like to live a life from the center. Let's get into it!
All right, so Section 1, the invisible trap. Let's start with a feeling that I bet is, well, pretty familiar to a lot of us. It's that nagging thought, right? That you're not really in the driver's seat of your own life. It feels like you're caught in some kind of invisible loop. And that's exactly what this is. It's the invisible trap.
So really think about this for a second. Do you ever feel like you're living a life that isn't quite yours? Like you're being run by some old, unhelpful program? You know those moments, right? When you react totally automatically, almost against your own will. Or when you realize you're having the exact same argument, just with a different person. Yeah, that's that old program, just running in the background, pulling the strings. And look, the source of this feeling, it's not some big mystery. It actually comes down to two really ingrained internal positions that we just kind of fall into without even realizing it. And these two modes, they lead to total exhaustion and a lot of conflict. They might feel like polar opposites, but they both end up in the same place. You feeling disconnected and totally out of sync with your own life.
Okay, Section 2, the child position, or I am lower. So let's meet the first of these positions. I want you to just imagine a perspective where you're always looking up. The world feels huge and you feel small. That's the heart of the child position. It's this core belief that says, I am lower.
I'm small. They must save me. This is the silent plea, right? The little voice that's always echoing in the background from this position. It's that deep down belief that someone else, your partner, your boss, a friend, anyone, has the magic key to fix all your problems. You know that if only they would kind of thinking? That's it. It just leaves you waiting, and waiting for a rescue that, honestly, probably isn't coming.
So the child position is basically this state of waiting for a miracle. We expect other people, or just life itself, to solve our problems for us. And what's so key here is that it's not just about feeling helpless. It's a state of waiting. It's like this magical thinking where you believe, if I just wait long enough, someone's going to swoop in and save the day. But here's the catch. When you give away that responsibility, you're also giving away your power to actually change anything.
And the fallout from living here? It's huge. You end up with these emotional and behavioral dependencies on other people. There's this constant resentment simmering under the surface, because the world just isn't saving you like you think it should. You feel helpless, betrayed by reality itself, and you get stuck in this crazy loop where you both need and totally hate the person you're depending on. It's just a cycle of helplessness and blame.
But listen, this is absolutely crucial. This isn't about being weak. This is not a judgment. It's a mechanism. It's just translating a very real feeling, fear, into a plea. I'm scared. I need support. That's all it is. And when you can see it that way, you can stop beating yourself up and start to understand the real need that's hiding behind the behavior.
Okay, Section 3, the parent position, I am higher. So now let's swing that pendulum all the way to the other side. If the child is looking up from I am lower, the parent is looking down from I am higher. And trust me, it is just as much of a trap.
I know better how things should be. I can't allow things to be any other way. Sound familiar? This is the inner monologue of the parent position. It's that voice that's always saying, I know best, and it loves to disguise itself as responsibility. If I don't do it, no one will. But really, at its core, it's just this rigid, inflexible demand for the world to bend to your will.
And this position often masks itself as just being responsible, which is why it's so tricky to spot in ourselves, right? It feels like we're being mature, taking charge, but it's not real responsibility. It's actually an attempt to control reality. And life is not controllable. It's messy and dynamic. So trying to control it is like trying to nail Jell-O to a wall. You're basically declaring war on reality, and that is a battle you are always going to lose.
And the price you pay for being in this parent mode? It's steep. You are constantly exhausted from trying to control everything. Your relationships get super tense because, let's be real, nobody likes to be managed.
You become rigid, totally resistant to change. And underneath all of that tough exterior, there's this deep, unspoken fear of losing control. That whole I know best thing is really just a cover for I'm terrified of what might happen.
So when you put these two extremes side by side, it's a wild paradox. The child, I am lower, abandons all responsibility and ends up feeling totally helpless. The parent, I am higher, seizes all the control and ends up rigid and completely burned out. See? Two totally opposite strategies, but they have the exact same outcome. They both take away your power of choice. You end up either a prisoner of your life or a prison warden of your life. Either way, you're not free.
Which brings us to Section 4, the adult position, your center. This is the way out. This is the whole point. And the solution isn't about trying to be a better parent or a less needy child. No, it's about finding a completely different state of being. It's about cultivating the adult position. This is your true center.
So, what is the adult position? Well, first off, it has nothing to do with your age. It's about an internal anchor of balance. It's where you accept responsibility, you stay in choice, and you are present. Think of it like the calm eye of the storm. It's that sweet spot where you own your choices without trying to control everything around you. It's about being right here, right now, knowing you have a choice.
Now, this is so important to get. Being in your adult center does not mean you stop feeling things. It's not about being a robot with no fear or pain. Oh no, you'll still feel all of it. The huge difference is that those feelings no longer control you. They don't run the show anymore. You can feel scared, but you don't let that fear make you helpless. You can feel hurt, but you don't use that pain to control someone else. You hold the feeling, and you still get to choose how you respond. That's power.
Okay, Section 5, life from the center. So what does this actually look like in real life, day to day? How does living from this adult center change things? This is where all this theory gets really practical and actually starts to transform how you engage with everything.
So how do you do it? It's basically a three-step dance. Step 1 is just to recognize. You just notice, wait a minute, which position am I in right now? Step 2 is to acknowledge. Name the feeling that's underneath it all. Just say it. I feel scared, or I feel powerless. No judgment. And then, step 3 is to recenter. You consciously choose your response from that place of responsibility. You just ask, okay, what can I do right now? It's a constant, gentle practice of coming back to yourself.
And you know where you see this change the most? Your relationships. They totally transform. They stop being a battle for control or a desperate plea for love, and they become a space for mutual growth. Imagine that. Two centered, whole people coming together not to complete each other, but to actually support each other's journey. It's a total game changer.
And this quote really says it all. You start living as if you are truly a participant in this system, not an accidental victim or a self-proclaimed judge. I mean, wow, think about that. You stop being a victim of life and you stop trying to be the judge of life. You just become a participant. You're finally in the dance with reality instead of in a fight with it. So I want to leave you with this question to chew on. From which point are you choosing to see your world, your relationships, your goals? As you go through your day, just notice. Are you looking up from below, waiting to be saved? Are you looking down from above, trying to run the show? Or are you standing in your center, looking straight ahead, ready to just participate? Because that perspective, it's everything.
And just so you know, all these powerful ideas we've been talking about today, they're based on the DOM systemic method. It's a really incredible framework that gives us a clear path away from all that internal conflict and back to a place of clarity and wholeness, back to our natural adult center.